Hello, everybody. This is Alia Jamal, the love coach with another love circle. And today we are talking about Worry the Silent Killer. I know it's a big, strong title. There's a reason why I titled it this way. Each and every one of us know what worry is. We have been in it, but we don't realize how it has added or how it has impacted both our psychological well-being, our emotional well-being comes under psychological well-being, and our physical well-being. So I would be highlighting the physical well-being part because most of the time when we are worrying, we feel like, it's nothing. I can just sit here and worry all day and it's not going to really harm me in any way. So we take the liberty to just sit there for countless hours, worrying about this, worrying about that, worrying, like worry becomes a noble thing. And we don't even realize how slowly it's killing you, literally killing you. We don't realize that. I mean, it's not like you're going to worry for 4 hours and then you're going to die after that. Yes, it doesn't happen that quickly, but over time, it's chipping away your life force, the energy that keeps you alive. It's chipping away at that and you start to become weaker and weaker. And today my goal is to highlight that, and I'll be taking you through 4 sections: why we worry, um, what worry actually is, how worry impacts you, and how to overcome this habit, because it does become habit. And then once it becomes habit, we don't know what to do with it. It's just, that's all we know. The only thing we know is to worry, and we don't know how to be any other way. So through this conversation, that is my goal to, get to the bottom of it, get to like, what is something else you can do, and help you realize how it's impacting you. Okay, so first let's talk about why we worry. Why is it that we can sit there, especially those of us who are parent, we can sit there and we can worry about our kids all day long, every single day. And we feel like that's how we are showing love. We feel like that's how we are showing care. We are trained from an early age. If you worry about something, that means you're showing your love. That means you care about it. Don't you worry about me? Like, we say to each other within our family, don't you love me? Don't you worry about me? Don't you care about me? Like, like you have to worry about me if you love me, how I'm doing. And that is so messed up. It messes up with our internal environment and it messes up with other people's internal environment. One of the worst one is, and I'm sure we all have experienced that. I know in my personal life, I have experienced it and I hear it from my clients all the time. If I worry about something, it wouldn't happen. So we feel like when we are worrying about something, we are controlling it. We are in control. We can feel safe if we worry about it. And even though we are not physically doing something, but it feels like you're doing something to prevent the harm from happening if you worry about that harm. We all have been in that. We all have experienced it. I have never met somebody who have not experienced it. Some of us, we do it consciously. Oh, because in the past I worried about X and then X didn't happen. So how about now I consciously worry about Y, so Y wouldn't happen. At some point, we picked up that behavior and we think that's how this life works. We think that's how this universe works, and we get stuck to it. But it's not really serving anybody. The way things happen in this universe, there's a cause and an effect. And the cause is never like, if you worry about it, it wouldn't happen. There's another cause to it, which we can talk about that, I think, for hours. What are the cause and effect that creates our life? Of course, the cause is always within us. It comes from our internal environment into the outward environment, from our inner world to our outer world. But we are not getting into that right now. But just worrying about something does not impact it's not happening. Let's say we all went through, like, college. So maybe you wanted to go through college or university and you were applying to this specific school, but then you were worried, what if you don't get into that school? Maybe because your best friends were going there, maybe it was closer to home, maybe they have the program that you wanted. So you worried, but then you get it. You're like, oh, when I worry about something, then it actually, like, what I am worrying about does not happen. So that's what the message you took in. But the truth is, the reason you got in because you had good grades. You met the the criteria for the admission. It's not because you were worrying. That's how you avoided it. If you're worrying and you have the lowest GPA that they won't even accept, of course you're not gonna get in. So we feel, because that's how we make sense of our world from a very young age. If I am worrying about something, I can control it. Or I would just kind of like prepare myself for what's gonna happen. So I am ready. That's safety. That's seeking safety. And our safety, our true safety, comes realizing that there's no safety. And whatever is going on, I can choose in that environment. So even if you don't get in, you can still make a choice and you can go to a different college, you can go to a community college. There's still choice available. But when we start going into the worry, let me just worry about it, we are draining ourselves from that, the life force that's within us, but it's not really doing anything for us, even though it feels like it's doing something so wonderful, but it's not doing anything at all. In fact, in a few, you're going to understand it takes away from your life. It does not add to your life. Also, you're going to understand why this mechanism even exists in our mind, in our life. So far, the reason we worry, it gives us sense of control, sense of safety. It feels familiar. It feels like we are doing something. So that is the biggest illusion that we all can live with. And we do live with. It's just an illusion that you're doing something, that you got control, that you can feel safe as long as you're worrying about something. It's just an illusion. There's no truth to it. Now let's go into what worry actually is. So I'm going to draw something for you guys. I'm going to drink a little bit more water. So this is a diagram to, just explain conscious and subconscious mind. So this would be subconscious mind. This would be conscious mind. This was created, this stick figure was created in, I believe, 1939 by Dr. Fleetman to explain a little bit more how conscious and subconscious mind works. So the way your subconscious mind gets hold of you, the part of your subconscious mind that wants you to stay safe. It does not want you to change or grow, because growth and change is unsafe. It wants to stay in the familiar, in the safe, where there's no change. So that part of your subconscious mind, the way it sabotages you, the way it pulls you down are 5 ways. It starts with confusion. So people who worry a lot, they are they generally tend to be confused with things, and they say a lot. I don't know. Oh, I don't know. Oh, this thing is going like that. I don't know how it's going to work out. The word I don't know, no matter what language they speak, it does exist there. That's confusion. Doubt is another one. So there would be a lot of like, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if it's going to work out. So there's doubt. And then there's worry. It's like, oh my God, what if it doesn't work out? That's how worry sounds like. Oh my God, what is it if it doesn't work out? Another thing that just kind of goes undetected, unless worry has been part of their life, you know, unless they're like in their 30s or late 20s, we don't really detect it. And that is fear and anxiety. Because after fear, worry comes fear and anxiety. Now, our subconscious mind, the part of subconscious mind, I just want to put it out there before we go any further. Our subconscious mind is not all bad. There's some good stuff that it does for us. It's one of the biggest blessing I feel like as human being we have from nature. So subconscious mind works on your involuntary muscle system, for example, beating of your heart, breathing, blinking of your eyes, like all the internal mechanism. So that's good. And then there's part of subconscious mind that, you know, once you feed in a program in it, once you put in a good habit, it'll keep going on and repeat. And that's the part that, you know, we want to consciously start using so we all can do the things that we really want to do with so much ease over repeat. We don't have to really consciously sit and think about it and then act on it. But then there is a part of subconscious mind that doesn't want you to change. It does not want you to change. Once you have built a habit, it wants it to stay like that. Change equals lack of safety. Change equals danger. Change equals I am not in control anymore. So that part of your subconscious mind cooks up these 5 things to keep you down. So if you are worrying, if you are a worrier, that's what you do. And we all know somebody, and we all have been there at some point. You're kind of living in the cage of that part of your subconscious mind. You're not living your full potential. I have never met with somebody who lived their full potential. They're like, or they're saying, you know, this is the most I can go, or I'm just like, taking down my own limits, and I'm just expanding, and at the same time they worry all the time. It does not work that way. If we are worrying, we are living in that cage of our subconscious mind that does not want us to change. It does not want us to progress. So from this moment on, anytime confusion shows up, know that the part of your subconscious mind that wants you to stay stuck and safe is awake, and it's trying to stop you. And it's going to do every single thing to stop you. You'll be surprised the kind of crazy stuff that comes to your mind, the voice, like what you're going to think, what you're going to say, and then you'll just stop. So, for example, if you present a new idea to one of your friends, they'll be like, I don't know if it's going to work for me. That is their confusion and doubt, their subconscious mind stopping them from changing. And we all experience that pretty much every single day as well. So when you're in worry, if you stay there for, let's say, like, that's your mode of way, that's your way of being, there would be a lot of underlying fear. You'll be just afraid all the time from something, from this thing or that thing or something. And over time, it's going to change into anxiety. So every single person I have met up till now who worries all the time also have this anxious side to them. They're just anxious all the time. When we explain it to somebody, we put all of it together. I wanted to spread them apart so you can see how it shifts from one to the other. Most likely a person who's just like, worrying all the time, they got all five going all at the same time. That's how our subconscious mind keeps us in a box. It does not want us to break out of that box and live our full human potential and become our true self. It wants us to stay as like, whatever is the safe version we came up with as little kids. And now as adults, we are just living in that safety box. We don't want to break out of it. It feels impossible to break out of it. And then we get stuck with worry and fear and anxiety for years till you decide, what, this is not how I want to live. This is not how I want to live. I want to live a different way. Then that becomes your own higher self breaking through it, and you start to take very different actions in your life. You might even, end up working with a therapist. You end up working with a coach to work on a specific goal. You get support, you get help, and you're like, what, I am going to get all the support so I can break through it. The breakthrough that we talk about, is it your subconscious mind created cage? We want to break through it, and 100% of the time, it requires getting someone else on your team. Because if we all can do it, then we all would be living our full potential, but we are not. So then you get support of somebody who has done part of this work, and their belief can pull you out of this mess that you're in, worrying all the time. You'll start working with somebody who is not worrying all the time, who knows how to live without worry. So then they get on your team, you both move upward, and then it just keeps getting better from there. So the point is, if you are ready to heal out of it or change the way that you're living, you will need support of another human being. And that could be anybody. But it will be somebody who have those results, who is not anxious, who's not worried all the time, who's not living with fears all the time. That is the person's support that you're going to need to come out of it. Now, there are 3 God-given ways. I'm quickly going to talk about them that can combat with, this part of our subconscious mind that wants us to stay safe. And those are courage, faith, and vision. So sometimes we feel like, I don't have enough courage. Courage is not something that you go and buy. Courage is not something that you build. Courage already exists within you. You just connect with it. It's like, you just plug into it. For example, if you have an iron, you bought it, and then you're like, why it's not ironing my clothes? You need to plug it in so that electricity can come through, so it can get hot, so it can iron your clothes and get rid of all those wrinkles. That's exactly how courage is. It's already within you. You need to plug into it. You need to say, you know what? I'm going to use the courage within me to change the way my mind works, the way my behavior is. I'm going to use the courage within me to change it. But you also have to pair it with these two, because that trio makes it very strong. You would also require some kind of faith. Now, if you're raised with some kind of religion, you can just say like, I'm going to believe in God, and God is going to give me the courage. And if that's not your belief, you can be like, I'm going to have faith in the universe. I'm going to have faith in life itself, or I'm going to have faith in me. I have the ability to do it. I just need to get somebody's support, somebody's help to do it. So faith is a very important element, depending on where you're putting it. And then vision is a very clear picture of how you want your life to look like. For right now, you're just in worry mode all the time. So then there has to be a vision, a picture of you where you are not worrying all the time, where you're very calm and collected and peaceful version of you. How would life look like if there's no worry in your life? Or if there is worry, but you know how to deal with it, how not to get stuck in it. So this is how you come back from the 5 things that your subconscious mind throws at you. But let's move along and learn how worry impacts you. Now we have seen, on a subconscious level, worry gets activated. That's how your subconscious is keeping you down. Just going to draw this picture again, this little stick figure here, conscious mind, subconscious mind. So if your subconscious mind has a hold on you and it's keeping you stuck in that safety, then you're not exercising your conscious abilities to live with the possibilities and potential. So again, what I said earlier, I have not met someone who's just like, living at the maximum potential of a human being. They're just, drawing out more and more resources and, within them, and they're becoming more and more, their impact is great. They don't worry. So they broke away from this part and jumped into this part, and consciously they are creating their life. They are creating possibilities. They are creating different possibilities in the life for themselves, for other people. So if you get stuck in worry, you don't really get to live with the possibility and the potential that's within you. And all of us, we have unlimited potential within us. And if we are not going to use it, of course, that's when we're going to stay in the box. We need to start using our unlimited potential, and we can do it from our conscious mind, from that planning. Hey, this is what I want in my life. I'm going to build it. But once you decide that, if you're like, oh my God, but what if that doesn't work out? Then you go back into living as your stuck self. You don't move forward. So that is one of the most damaging thing that worry can do to a human being. They don't get to live who they want to be. They only live as what they think is possible for them because of that stuck feeling that they have. But they still have dreams within them, because the purpose that we all came here to live is not going away anywhere. No matter if you're 60 or 70, it's going to keep saying, hey, I want to live through you. I wanted to live through you. So then we end up having a kind of life where we're just not satisfied with ourselves. We are not happy within ourselves. We feel like a complete loser within ourselves. Maybe outwardly you have a good career, you have created a very stable life. Everyone else is telling you, hey, you're so wonderful. But deep down within you, you're like, no, I'm not happy. I want to do something more. Maybe you had a very solid career and the voice say, I want to create a business. I want to create this maybe product, and I want that to be my business and my livelihood. But worry says, hey, you can't leave your stable job. And deep inside, we're just feeling so unsatisfied with life. Another thing we can, as human, we try to do is, oh, let's just be grateful for what I have. But then internally, you're just like, I'm not feeling that gratefulness. The reason you're not feeling it, because there's a purpose within you that you're going to live. Once you make the shift into your conscious mind and using the possibilities for life, this is what I want. I don't care about the worry and the danger and all of that. But then if you're stuck in worry, you're not really able to break through that and live with that possibility. So it creates a feeling of unease within you, a feeling of, unsatisfaction within you. And it does add to a person not being happy internally. So people who worry a lot, they usually outside, they can have the most beautiful smile. I have been there. My smile have always been there. But deep down, there was deep darkness. There was no joy or no happiness. There was only pretend on the outside. That's where we start living. Now, another thing that it does to our energy body, that is what I really want to emphasize on. That's why I use such a strong wording for it. So what happens to your energy body? when you are worrying. So again, we're going to draw a beautiful stick figure, my best stick figure yet. So we have different energy centers. Navel, sexual. So I'm just going to draw the one on the back over here. Back heart. So these are like, let's say major energy centers that we have. So this is the crown, right? Beside being like, so every energy center is responsible. You can look at it from an emotional perspective, or you can look at it from a physiology perspective. So let's say crown chakra, it provides energy in the top area, right? If you're worrying, worry comes from here. A thought comes into your mind and then you just run with it. You're overthinking. Your crown chakra is going to start getting depleted. Now, when your crown chakra is start to get depleted because you're just using it over and over and over and over, and you're not even giving it a break for your energy to like reset. For example, if you have worked really hard because you have like 100 guests come over and it was a holiday, and then the next day you need some rest to recoup your energy and again be like, okay, I'm ready to get back in the kitchen, or I'm ready to be with someone else. So physically, we all understand it. Exact same thing happens on your energy body too. It gets tired, if that helps you understand it better. It gets depleted. It needs a break. Stop thinking for a bit. Just still your mind. Learn to still your mind for a little bit. You might have seen like, all the yogis or, people who do regular meditation or people who just live in nature. They have like a stillness to them. Because the way the practice is designed, they learn how to calm their mind. Maybe focusing on something else other than the life problems that they're facing. So that's how the energy gets recharged. The crown chakra gets recharged. Now, this is what happens. Now, this is what's going to blow your mind, and it definitely blew my mind. When your crown chakra is depleted, because you've been overthinking, one, most likely you're going to have migraine or some kind of headache or something going on in your head. You might even feel like there's a pressure in your head. But the other thing is your connection with the higher power, your connection even with your higher self is not that strong. I have had so many conversations with so many women where they would say, I'm angry at God. I don't feel connected with God. Like, that split happens with the higher power when this chakra is depleted. The depletion start happening there. So many things start happening in your life. And then, there's the forehead chakra, there's Ajna chakra, more related to like, how you see your future. It's going to start getting depleted because all you're seeing in the future is like trouble. So you don't even want to see trouble. So people who worry a lot, if you ask them, what do you want in your life? Where do you see yourself from 5 years or 10 years? They don't know. They can't answer you that. They're like, I don't know. I never thought about it. That's not normal for a human, by the way. That is not normal. We are created with like, with like forward focused vision. This is what I want next. This is what I'm going to create next in my life. That's how we are. Like if we say like, a lion's nature is to go hunt deer. Our nature is to create, to be forward focused. That's why we have created such magnificent thing in this world. So that's what starts to happen. Another thing, like, when we go into worry, we can't really speak our truth. We can't really speak or communicate who we really are. So you might start over time, those people who worry a lot, they might start developing, thyroid problems. So if there's thyroid problem, because the throat chakra is supplying energy to thyroid gland. There's thyroid problems. There are going to be hormonal problems, weight problem, like all that starts to fluctuate. Then there's like, you know, heart chakra. I'm gonna skip that. There's solar plexus, front and back solar plexus. So when there's a lot of worry, there's a lot of activity going on there, our emotions are not of peace and joy. That is our natural way of being, peace and joy. If you worry, or if you wonder, how am I supposed to be? Like, I don't know. Just analyze a 2-year-old, a healthy two-year-old, a 2-year-old that has been raised in a healthy environment. Pure joy, no worry, in the moment, complete zen, and, you know, super peace. They live with so much peace. That is our natural way of being. But when we get into worry, our emotions, our emotional center, solar plexus chakra, is not of like peace and joy and all that. It's more like anxiety, fear. Oh my God, what's going to happen? So it starts to impact our stomach and the whole GI tract. So people who worry a lot, they could have stomach ulcers over time. They can have all kind of problem with their GI tract, like all kind of problem. There's like, you know, I don't even want to list all the names. There's like irritable bowel syndrome. There's like SIBO I heard of. There's like celiac disease. There's like so many diseases that you can name. They all start over time worrying and the depletion of the solar plexus chakra. You meet with anybody who have GI tract issues, spend a month with them, you would realize they worry a lot. They don't have that inner peace within them. They don't even know how to connect with it. That's how it starts impacting. And over time, yes, it's killing you slowly, my friends. It's killing you. And you don't have to live with it. And if you come down, like, you know, there's the navel chakra. So here's what things get very interesting. If let's say your solar plexus chakra is overactive, and you know, it's like you're worried all the time, it's overactive, that means not even getting a breather to like recoup. Over time, the navel chakra is going to start getting depleted. The sex chakra is going to start to get depleted. You're not going to have desire, like your libido is going to go down. You're not going to have sexual desire that much. You're not going to feel like creating, because sex energy is also our creative energy. We start to do things more in a mundane way versus from a creative place. Let me create this. Like, you know, that fire starts to kind of taper down within us. So just the fact that when one chakra gets out of place, it starts impacting other chakras in a big way. What end up happening, not just the organ problem, the whole system problem starts to get created, because first the stomach wasn't getting proper energy. Now the whole GI tract is not getting proper energy. So there would be problems like, you know, maybe in your small intestine, in your large intestine, and now there's like gallbladder problem. The whole system starts to get messed up, starting from where? Overactivity over here, worrying, not realizing you're sucking the life force out of you when you do stuff like that. Not realizing that, you know, it's taking away from you. Well, the illusions say you're doing something. You're adding to your life or to somebody else's life when you're worrying. But in fact, you're not. Now, it's really up to you if you want to live like such an aware being, or you just want to live with illusion. We all are welcome to live with those illusions. But if a part of you say, hey, I really want to live in harmony with who I am, then do something about it. Learn to not be stuck in the worry. Your body's going to thank you. Your higher self is going to thank you. The purpose that's within you is going to thank you, and the people that you're going to impact by living in that purpose are going to thank you for saying yes to you. So let's get into how to overcome worry. Now, 3 very simple ways I'm going to share it with you. The first one is creating safety within you. So when I say, like, if I get into school, if I get married with a good guy, or if I have a good business, I'm going to feel safe. I'm always going to worry about what if something goes wrong with them. But if I feel safe within me, and how we feel safe within you is by realizing there's no safety. Safety is an illusion. The safety, the minimum safety that I can create is I have the choice to act the way I want to act. For example, I went through divorce. I can stay miserable and bitter for the rest of my life. That's one choice. Or I can live very happy regardless of what happened. That's another choice. Taking the second route, there's no worry, because I can choose, I can create that safety within me. I don't have to depend on that another person to create that safety for me. Because in truth, any of us can die at any point. That is something that nobody can guarantee. Like, I'm going now, I'm not going now. I do know, saints and, people who have really worked on their energy and connecting and on the oneness of God. Yes, they do know, but they are not worried. I'm talking about average human being, people like me and you. We don't know when we're going to die. So then what is the safety? There's no safety, but it feels very weird in our body. It's like, what? Oh my God, I never thought of it. Like, we all know that death is going to happen for all of us, but then we don't think about it because it's so unsafe. It's okay. It's okay. But in every moment you can think safety is an illusion, but I can create safety within me, that what I am choosing every day is going to create the safety within me. Today you can choose to live the most beautiful day, or today you can choose to live the worst day possible. You have that choice. I have that choice. We all have that choice. So exercise that, creating that safety within you and not looking for it outside of you. I know you would have to rewire your whole nervous system to start living from this perspective. I assure you, if you do that, it's so worth it, because you're not ever in your life, you're not looking for safety outside of you. And it's such a beautiful way of living. I live from that place. I made the switch. I did the work. I can assure you, this is the most wonderful thing, the most precious gift you can give to yourself. Better than a diamond ring, better than a Louis Vuitton bag, or the most expensive car, or the most expensive house that you can buy. When you create that safety within you, it's priceless. The second thing is trusting in life itself. If you have hard time trusting God, if you have hard time trusting the universe, trust the life that runs through you, that I am taking this one breath, I will be able to take the next breath. And the force that's causing me to breathe, that force has a plan for me. And it's a beautiful plan. Let me find out what that is. Let me not worried about the best, the worst, the this, like, would there be anything wrong in my future in a month from today? No, just stay with life. Trust life. There would be something. You're not gonna run into a wall and you'll be like, oh my God, there's no more oxygen. You're breathing. There's something, there's a force that's giving you the next breath. Take it and trust it that the next one is going to be there. That is something you'll be doing every single day of your life to build that trust. But once you build trust in your life, you're not going to look for safety and control outside of you. So the first one and the second one, they go hand in hand. Once you start trusting life, then you're not worried about the safety that's going to come from outside of you. Now, the third one, which is all tied in it, stay in the now. I know it's one of the hardest thing to develop in your life. And yes, there's a whole process that you go through to develop that. If you have not gone through that process, it's okay. If you want to go through that process, I can lead you through that. That's what I do for my clients, to bring them in this moment and not in the past or worried about future, but right here in this moment. And the easiest way you can do that all by yourself, stay on your breath. You're getting worried. It's all going crazy in your mind. Bring your focus on your breath. Inhale, exhale. You're right here, right now. It's that easy. Yeah, maybe on the fifth breath, your mind again will go somewhere else. Bring it back again. Do something that will keep you in the now. Maybe like, when I start to get anxious or worried, maybe I'm going to paint. Maybe I'm going to cook. Maybe I'm going to bake. Maybe I'm going to do gardening. Something that's going to keep you here in this moment, because you have to use your conscious mind. Oh, do I put this plant here? What do I do? Which colors I'm using? What thing I'm baking? What are the measurement? Bring yourself in this moment. And it's going to help you. These three things slowly, creating safety within you, trusting in life, staying in the now. They are going to help you loosen up the hold that worry has on you and the satisfaction that comes from worry. It will start to shift. It will start to change. But if you are ready to take this journey, if you are a chronic worrier, reach out to me. If you're watching us on Facebook right now, just send me a DM. If you're watching it on YouTube, you're not part of my mailing list, just find me on social media, Alia the Love Coach. You will be very easily, you'll be able to find me. Let's help you create a life where you're not living with worry and depleting your whole energy body. Because, if this is how we're going to live, 10 years, give yourself 10 years. You'll be going to like 3-4 different specialists every month. You can either live that way, or you can build an internal system that keeps you not in worry, but keeps you in joy and peace. So you can make the investment now, or you can live with that, 10 years from now. The choice is yours. But there is a solution to how you've been feeling, but you have to be committed to change that. Only then someone else can help you. But if you're not committed to you, no one can help you. And, I would just say this, and then we'll end with that. You are so worth investing your time, your energy, your money in yourself. You're so worth committing to yourself. You're worth it. I have never seen anybody, any of my clients, including myself, that I invested in something or they invested in something and to build themselves up. And at the end, they're like, oh my God, that was just waste of time. No one has ever said that if they have done the work. You do the work, you change how you kind of like rewire the system that's within you. You're going to be thanking yourself for the rest of your life. So that is all for today. I hope this conversation empowers you and it inspires you to live a worry-free, healthy life. That is all for today. I'm going to stop the recording.